The vote passed at noon. It always passed at noon because the council liked sunlight. They said it made decisions honest. Elias Rowan stood in the center of the forum and felt the heat on his face while his future was erased. The screen above the stone benches showed the final count. Banishment. Permanent. No appeal. No one met his eyes. This was New Dawn Colony. Third generation. Built on a blue-green world with shallow seas and sharp storms. A place that had promised humanity a second beginning. A place that had run out of patience. Elias did not shout. He did not beg. He only nodded. The charges were spoken anyway. Resource, misuse, unauthorized exploration, endangerment of colony stability. They did not say the real reason. He made people uncomfortable. He asked why rules existed after they stopped making sense. He went farther than safety allowed. He came back with questions instead of apologies. The governor cleared her throat. Her voice echoed. You have 1 hour to collect personal items. You will be escorted beyond the perimeter. Survival is your responsibility. That was the script. Clean, final. Elias turned and walked away. An hour later, the gates opened. Wind rushed in from the wild lands beyond the shield towers. The world smelled of salt and wet stone. Elias carried 1 pack. Tools, a knife, a fire starter, a field scanner with a cracked screen. No weapons. The council said weapons suggested revenge. The gates closed behind him. The colony disappeared. Elias stood alone on a shoreline of black sand. Before him the sea stretched wide and shallow. Pale waves rolled under a sky that shifted between blue and silver. Far out he could see flashes of light under the water. Brief, sharp, alive, electric fish. The first explorers had catalogued them and marked the region unsafe. High voltage discharge. Aggressive when threatened. Poor nutritional value according to early models. Elias smiled. Models fail, he said aloud. He walked. For 2 days he followed the coast. He drank from rain pools and ate ration bars he had saved. On the 3rd day a storm came in fast. The sky darkened. The sea grew violent. Elias ran inland and found a split in the stone cliffs. Inside was a narrow cave. Dry, deep, hidden. It was enough. He slept for 14 hours. When he woke, he took inventory. He was thin, tired, alive. The cave became home. Elias learned its shape. The way the stone curved to block wind. The places where moisture gathered. The ceiling that cracked but did not fall. He cleared the floor. Built a fire pit. Marked the walls with charcoal lines to track days. On day 6, hunger sharpened into pain. The electric fish flashed again offshore. Dozens of them. Long bodies like silver ribbons. Their light pulsed in patterns. Not random. Never random. Elias studied them from the rocks. He watched for hours. He saw how they hunted smaller life. How they stunned prey with controlled bursts. How they never shocked each other. Control meant structure. Structure meant rules. He modified his scanner, burned out one sensor, rerouted another. The device screamed but gave data, frequency, range, recharge, cycle. Elias waded into the water with stones tied to a rope. The first shock hit him in the chest and knocked him back. Pain tore through his arms. He screamed and laughed at the same time. Too strong, he said. He adjusted. The second attempt used the stones as a sink. The current jumped, spread, lost focus. One fish floated to the surface, stunned. Elias dragged it onto the sand. It was beautiful, up close. Smooth skin, no scales. Warm. The light dimmed and faded as it died. He cooked it slowly over the fire. It tasted like clean metal and salt. He did not die. That night, he slept with a full stomach. Days became weeks. Elias refined the method. He learned safe angles. He learned the warning pulse that meant a full discharge. He learned to move with the water instead of against it. The fish became food. The sea became partner. He built traps, stone channels, wooden frames. He used the fish's own behavior to guide them. No colony algorithm had predicted this. No council simulation allowed for patience. Elias thrived. The cave grew warmer, better organized. He carved shelves into stone. He wove nets from plant fibers. He smoked fish and stored them high and dry. He talked to himself less. One morning the scanner picked up a signal. Human, a drone passed overhead. Colony make. Long-range survey. Elias waved. The drone circled once and left. He knew what that meant. The council would see the data. They would see movement, heat, tools, a human still alive beyond the perimeter. They would argue. Weeks later, a shuttle came. It hovered above the beach and settled near the waterline. Armed guards stepped out. The governor followed. Older now, more tired. She looked at the cave, the nets, the racks of smoked fish, the stone markers, the controlled fires. Her mouth opened and closed. "This is impossible," she said. Elias stood barefoot in the sand, stronger than he had been in years. Scarred, calm. "You exiled me," he said. "Not my skills." The guards raised weapons. The fish flashed in the water. Elias lifted one hand. "Careful," he said. "They react to threat posture." The governor swallowed. "We are prepared to rescind the sentence," she said. "Under conditions." Elias waited. "You return. You submit to oversight. You share what you learned." Elias looked at the sea, at the light moving beneath the waves, at the cave that had not judged him. "No," he said. The word hit harder than any weapon. The governor stiffened. "You cannot survive alone forever." Elias smiled. "I already am." The guards shifted. One stepped forward and aimed at the water. The fish flared bright. The shock hit the shoreline in a rolling wave. Not lethal, precise. The guard fell screaming. The others froze. Elias did not move. "You marked this place unsafe," he said. "You left it unstudied. You feared it. I learned it." The governor looked at the fallen guard, at the sea, at Elias. "What do you want?" she asked. Elias thought. "Trade," he said. "Information, no chains, no votes." Silence stretched. Finally, the governor nodded. The shuttle left with data. Not with Elias. Months passed. The colony struggled. Power shortages. Food, stress. The electric fish had been a missed solution. Elias taught them remotely. Step by step. Rule by rule. They listened now. Other outcasts came. Quietly, people who had been voted away. Elias taught them. They built more caves, more nets, more fires. A shoreline community formed. No council, no noon votes, just work, learning, respect. Years later, a child stood on the rocks and watched the sea light up. She asked Elias why the fish glowed. So we would notice them, he said. So we would not pretend they were nothing. She nodded like that made sense. Far inland, the colony still argued under the sun. On the shore, humanity learned how to survive again, together, and no one voted on who deserved to live.